And cloud recruiting has many different definitions been talked about for a long time, and we're going to go through what our definition of cloud recruiting is in a few minutes. That's our first topic. We're going to discuss the difference between online storage and online apps. With regard to storage, what to store and where best to store it as a recruiter. The apps available, so recruitment databases, interview screening apps, HR systems, and forms that are all in the cloud. And we're going to have a little bit of a conversation around cloud recruiting 2020. So any questions you have, any thoughts you have, please use the comment screen. We'd really welcome your input on that. So, getting straight into it, cloud recruiting, what is it? So there's lots of definitions, but essentially cloud recruiting is browser-based recruiting or mobile recruiting. And basically it's being able to do your job as a recruiter anytime and anywhere. The kind of, hallmarks of cloud recruiting would be mobility, speed, efficiency, reliability, security, productivity, and cost. It is a lower cost model. And essentially what you can do is you can access all of your data from any browser or mobile device. And that includes all the business intelligence, the CRM, your database, email, instant messaging applications. And basically what you're trying to do is leverage online apps to reduce your administration and also to make for a better customer experience. So I guess if we go back to some of these points in terms of mobility, speed, efficiency, reliability, security, productivity, and cost, these are business imperatives, and they're also recruitment imperatives. When you have an assignment to fill from a line manager, when you have a position to fill from a client, whatever you're in an agency or in-house background, it's important that you are able to do so speedily, with great efficiency, not to waste time, that the systems you can access are reliable, that the private data you're collecting is secure, that your time is not wasted and you're productive so you can move on to more vacancies, more hires, and that this is all done at a low cost for your organization as well. By browser-based recruiting, I guess we're talking about being able to log on to whether it be your iPhone, your Android phone, your laptop, your computer, open up your browser, which might be Windows Explorer, Chrome, Firefox, whatever it is, and that is all you need. So this is about doing business without pressing start programs, without going to the applications in an iMac or whatever it might be. This is about doing everything on the browser, from home, from work, wherever you might be, which is the real power of cloud recruiting. I guess it's mobile or future recruiting in some instances. So online storage and online apps. Cloud computing covers both the online storage of information and also the online applications. And we've got a few here going on that I think are relevant for recruiters. On the left-hand side of the screen, you'll see things like Box.net, Dropbox, Amazon Web Services, SlideShare, and Apple's recently announced iCloud. And these are services that store your documents. So essentially, most people are used to an environment whereby you store to a hard drive that either physically sits in the computer you're using or laptop you're using. Oh, bear with me 2 seconds. My apologies. I'm after forgetting to share my screen. Apologies, everyone. And I jump back and show you maybe some of the apps, some of the slides you've missed. So this is the first slide that we brought up, and it's cloud recruiting. Again, talking about mobility, speed, efficiency, reliability, security, productivity, and cost. Browser-based recruiting, mobile recruiting, different name for the same thing. Basically, anytime, anywhere. And these are the main attributes from a business or recruiter point of view that you're trying to do when you're using cloud computing or cloud recruiting. So this graph here, just to give you an idea, is the difference between online storage and online apps. So as I mentioned, online storage very much on the left-hand side here. These are tools that literally store your documents. As I was about to say before, thankfully it was pointed out that I wasn't sharing my screen. These are services that store your physical documents. So rather than they reside on your actual hard drive on your computer or laptop or even your company servers, they reside on a server farm somewhere in the world that are mirrored or copied several times over to make sure that you can always access them or get a backup copy of them. And this essentially is largely for security and availability, that if your hard drive fails and any of you have had a personal laptop that's crashed and you may have lost all your personal photos, may empathize with the fact that hardware does fail. This is storing documents through an internet connection. So therefore, whenever you have an internet connection, you can have access to those. And there's lots of these cloud services that have a bit of both. For example, Dropbox allows you to store it on a physical hard drive, but there's a copy or instance of that on the cloud that you can get to as well, and it syncs constantly, those two. iCloud service from an iPhone point of view is going to sync all of your music tracks that probably sit on a hard drive right now in your actual house or office with the cloud, so you can stream them whenever you want. You can download them to your phone or device wherever you want, and your photos can be synced in real time. You can take a photo today and it's available on your computer's hard drive at home instantly. On the right hand side, we've got applications. And Microsoft Office is at the top of that. They're about to launch Office 365, which is essentially the online version of their traditional Office package, your Outlook, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and everything else. And it's about to be launched online to mirror what Google Docs have been successfully doing for many years. We've got products like Bond, Adapt, Bullhorn, Prezi, TungleMe, Sonru, applications that typically would be things you would have launched as part of programs, but they now sit online and you log in via your browser to get them. And in the middle, we've got the kind of hybrid of the two, which are products like Google Docs and Windows Live SkyDrive that both save documents online, but also allow you to run applications. So Google Docs and Windows SkyDrive both do kind of the same thing, and we'll cover those in a second. So in terms of storage, what to store and where to store it, and this is purely from a recruiter's point of view, these are the things that I think we need to be thinking about storing online. Job specs, candidate data and CVs, your corporate brochures, large files, especially ones bigger than 25 megs, because email applications typically don't let you send large files to anyone, videos and graphics, and basically all critical data. If it's business that you cannot afford to lose tomorrow, then you need to store it in the cloud. If your office gets broken into, your hardware gets stolen, you have a fire, or quite simply your computer decides one day it's not going to work, anything that resides on a server, resides on a laptop or desktop that is critical to your business should be stored in the cloud where it's secure, where data farms stored by Amazon, Google, all these guys can store it all over the world and make sure there's always a copy available for you to download and access. Really important in the modern age to do that, and it's quite low cost to do it. But on a more practical level, job specs. You meet a candidate out for a coffee. You think they're right for the job. You can literally fire off a copy of the job spec from your mobile phone. Candidate data, CVs. You're in a client meeting or you're sitting with a line manager. They want to know more about the candidate you're trying to pitch. You can access all of their biographical information from your laptop, from their browser on their desktop, or from your phone. Corporate brochures, you're sitting with a new client, you're sitting with somebody trying to convince them to come work for you. You can share information on your business, video files, whatever it might be. Videos and graphics, you want to share stuff with your client, you come up with some new video advertisements for your line manager's role or your client's role. They're difficult things to share, and if you put them online on YouTube, they're public and you want to be able to share them in a private manner. There's lots of great reasons to use